The following program is brought to you by the Cable Health Network, keeping America healthy.
The Self-Help Show. The show that helps you take responsibility for your own health and safety. With practical tips you can use to change your lifestyle and help you make decisions so you can live longer and better. With host Jack Hansen and medical consultant Dr. Jonathan E. Fielding.
Welcome to the Self-Help Show. We all know how important exercise is to our health, and yet a lot of us make excuses not to exercise. Some of us work at a desk all day long, or perhaps the weather is like it is today, raining outside, or even a few feel they're too old. Well, today you're going to meet a group of people who are young at heart, and they can and do exercise. And you're going to find out the medical reasons why we should exercise and why it's so important for our self-help program. Speaking of exercise, one of the problems we have once we start an exercise program is staying with it. Well, today our medical consultant, Dr. Jonathan Fielding, is going to give us some tips on how to stay in that program and not become an exercise dropout. Protecting yourself from accidents is one of the major parts of self-help. On today's program, we're going to show you how you can protect your family from one of the major killers of children. It's simple, and it's really effective. But before we do that, do you know that it's estimated that 80% of all people will miss work at one time or another because of minor back pain? According to orthopedic surgeon Dr. Daniel Silver, probably only 5% of these people are born with spinal defects. Most are victims of a sedentary lifestyle that involves using automobiles and escalators and elevators. Weak muscles and obesity are the common result. And back pain. If you're sitting there right now with a bad back, Dr. Silver has some tips that might help you avoid future minor back pain.
Aside from proper nutrition and exercise, there are some very basic techniques in everyday living that will help ensure a healthy back. When sitting in a chair, one should try to sit all the way back and sit as straight and erect as possible. When reading in bed, one should not lie on the stomach because it puts too much stress on the back. In my practice, I have noticed many people sit on very soft couches and produce back pain. This should be avoided. One should avoid lifting heavy objects when they are far away from the body. In lifting, one should draw the object as close to the body as possible, keep the back vertical or erect, bend with the knees, and then lift, again holding the object as close as possible to the body. Pillows should not be so high as to flex the neck forward. When sitting in a chair, your knees should be level and higher than the hips if possible. When standing for prolonged periods of time, one should put one foot on a stool or a slightly elevated object so that the back can be flattened rather than standing with a deep curve in the lower back. When getting in a car, one should bend the knees up adequately and slide in sideways and then turn the legs to get in the car. This keeps the back straight and vertical. In summary, what I'm telling you is that your back can be injured. It can be injured both from disuse, but also it can be injured through improper use. Once the back is hurt, you can become incapacitated enough not to be able to work and enjoy life.
Most laxatives that work overnight work with artificial ingredients, like phenolphthalein. But now there's something new. New Prompt. Prompt gives you overnight relief without anything artificial. All natural ingredients, including dietary fiber doctors recommend to help gently restore your system to normal. No leading laxative works like Prompt, overnight and with fiber. Try New Prompt for overnight relief without artificial ingredients. Prompt.
Where do business people turn every week for the dramatic events that unfold in business every week? Business Week. In Business Week, you'll meet face-to-face with all the decision makers who influence your decisions. Week after week, you'll pick up crucial signals right from the source. You'll get an inside look at the corporate game plan and corporate posture. It's all there for you, week after week, in the most concise, accessible form possible. Business Week. Subscribe to Business Week right now, and you'll get 32 issues at the low basic rate of only $24.95, a savings of more than 60% off the cover price. And along with your paid subscription, Business Week will send you one more valuable business tool, the Business Week telephone, free. Business Week. It's one business opportunity you don't want to miss. Order now.
Call toll-free 1-800-453-1908. 1-800-453-1908.
It seems today that fitness is on the minds of people more and more. Being fit is proven to be uplifting both mentally and physically. But do you know that a lot of older people are afraid to exercise? They wonder if it's good for them. They wonder if the strain is going to be too much. Actually, they find out that the benefits of exercise increase with age. Today, you're going to meet a group of people who prove you're never too old for physical fitness.
1, 2, and back, and back. Right knee, left knee, right, left, and forward turning.
As a matter of fact, I feel after the exercises, I feel a resurgence of my creative processes.
Right, left, turn and right, left, back, back, right.
Well, I felt much better. I felt like I could help myself. I could do things, and the rest of the class were all kind to me, and we just had fun.
How important is exercise?
Well, I consider it important for all ages, especially for the elderly, because it's good for the cardiovascular system, it's good for the respiratory system, and it helps you feel young as well as stay young physically, emotionally, you stay young.
Left, back, back, right knee, left.
No one is ever too old to exercise, but they have to be careful the same way that anybody does in terms of not doing too much too soon.
And I had tried everything. I had psychiatry, psychology. I went into crisis unit. I was really down in the depths, and I received some help, but not enough. And I was taking some classes through the Emeritus College at Santa Monica College. And I came across, on the list it said, you know, physical fitness. So I thought, my God, maybe I ought to try that. And, well, I am a survivor anyway. I don't want to lay down and die. So I went into the class. I was accepted into the class. And within 3 months, I was a whole new person. Anytime they show up, it doesn't make any difference. There are no rules as to when you must come. They have to want to be in the class. That's number one. They have to want to work. There are no policemen around here. You do what you can. You're the only one who knows how much you can do. When you feel tired, sit down. I'm trying to help them acquire a better quality of life, to know that they can do things that young people can do. Not everything, but most things. One person tells another here, oh, you ought to go to that class. Oh, it's just wonderful, you know. And this is what pleases me, and this is my reward.
Lillian has always been active, until a year ago when she had an accident that crushed her leg. Through this fitness class, she's been able to strengthen her body and help her mental outlook.
Well, it's great. I don't want to miss my class. I don't want to miss my class. I won't miss my class. I told my doctors the other day, any day appointment but my class day.
I must say that I've had nothing but the greatest. I mean, I think, and I've taught other classes, I've been in other classes, but I've never encountered a group like this. When I'm sick, I get all the telephone calls from them, and they're always happy to see me, and I'm happy to see them. All I know is that they kiss me when they come in, and they kiss me when they go out.
Right, left, and forward.
The first thing I noticed about that exercise class, that people were not only getting healthful exercise, but they were also having fun. We're with our medical consultant, Dr. Jonathan Fielding. And Dr. Fielding, are we ever too old to exercise?
Absolutely not. If you can stand up, and even if you can't stand up, perhaps, you're not too old to exercise, and you should really do exercise, because the older you are, the more important it is to exercise. People think, well, it's for the young. It's really for the old. You get more benefit comparatively if you're older than if you're younger. Everybody should exercise, but if you're older, you can't afford not to exercise. And people are under the misconception that they need to go to their doctor always before they start exercising. Well, if you have a medical problem, I think it's important to consult your physician. But most of the time, you're very safe starting an exercise program. Just make sure you limber up carefully and that you start very slowly. Don't try and do what you would do if you were 30 years younger. Start slowly and let your body tell you when you're getting to a point you should relax and do less.
I guess you could say whether you're 30 years old or 70 years old, you really shouldn't push yourself.
Well, I don't think there's any reason to push yourself, and I think that there are a lot of very good exercise for older people. I think walking is a superb exercise. I think swimming is a very good exercise, riding an exercycle, and as you've seen, you're not limited in what you can do just because you're old. Older people ski, older people do aerobic dance, as we've just seen.
And much better than I do, I might add.
I've never seen you.
That's right. What are the resources available for seniors who want to get into an exercise program?
Well, every locale, of course, has a lot of resources, and there are a lot of spas and gyms and others, but a few good places to start for information. The YMCAs. Most areas have one. Senior citizen centers. And local recreation departments, a city or town or county. Those are three very good places to
And
start.
they sound also like they're either very low cost or free, is that right?
Exactly. There's no reason you have to spend an arm and a leg to get into an exercise program.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Fielding.
You're welcome.
Well, we found out how easy it is to get into an exercise program, but we also know that once a lot of people start, they sometimes tend to stop. In just a moment, we'll come back and talk to Dr. Fielding how you can avoid being an exercise dropout.
I'm Dr. Art Uline, and this message is for the physicians in our audience. It's difficult to keep up with the medical literature today, so Cable Health Network has started a new program to make that job easier for you, Physicians Journal Update. We review the current medical literature, interview leading researchers, and cover important medical news. If you're a physician and you're having difficulty keeping up with all the information, join us for Physicians Journal Update.
Sunday morning at 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 7 Pacific.
To wonder about the world around you, it's part of being human. So for the explorer in all of us, Cable Health Network proudly presents award-winning science for the entire family. The Nature of Things takes you around the globe, wherever the secrets of life unfold, wherever other people can teach us about ourselves. The Nature of Things explores the wonders and ways of all mankind, the habits and habitats of life on Earth. If you like to explore the great outdoors, you'll love American Adventure. Share in the excitement, the challenges, the spirit of ordinary folks who test themselves in extraordinary ways. Discover the future we're creating today. Fast Forward brings technology into your world on your terms. Find out what we can teach machines and what we have to learn from them. From the tiny computer chip to the powerful laser beam, the technology of today challenges us to imagine what we want for tomorrow. We're bringing the whole world home to you here on Cable Health Network.
I find exercising boring. If someone can make exercising fun, I would exercise wholeheartedly.
A regular exercise program I usually keep away from because I always forget to do it.
Time usually gets in the way of exercise, or scheduling exercise. You tend to put other things first.
Many times I've started programs either through a gym where I've signed up and gone 3 times because it's a cattle call, and I just really don't like it.
The only motivation I really have is once I see, like, progress.
I don't have enough discipline to get up and exercise.
When I was younger, I didn't like to, but now I like to exercise, to stay fit.
If you go to a gym or something, it can be expensive. You know, and if you don't follow it up, then you lost out on that money and you still got all the bulges that you started out with.
Well, we've seen a woman who didn't keep exercising until her bulges were gone. I guess a lot of us are guilty of that, dropping out of the exercise program before we should. Dr. Fielding, what causes people to drop out of an exercise program?
Well, the first question is, do people have the discipline to really want to do it? You know, how much commitment are they making to it? And I think a lot of times people say, well, I'm going to kind of try it, but they haven't really decided it's an important thing for them to do. So the first thing you need to do is decide if it's important. And if you don't think it's important, maybe it's the wrong time to start an exercise program. But if you do, one of the things you should do is start slowly. Don't try and do everything. I have a number of people who've come to see me who all of a sudden they decide they want to exercise. They're out. They ran 7 miles the first day, and they didn't know they were going to live through the second day. You have to start slowly, and I think that's one of the most important rules. The second is to have short-term goals. Say, for example, if you swim, well, I'm going to swim 5 minutes to start with, and next week I'm going to do it 10 minutes at a time, and the next week 15 minutes. And I'm going to feel very good if I get to 15 minutes in the third week. Short-term goals, not where you want to be in a year, not what you want to do compared to somebody else, and make it individual. Don't make it competitive, make it individual, because competitive doesn't always work. On the other hand, having a buddy can be very important. If you have somebody else, let's say you don't feel like it someday, and your buddy calls up and say, come on, Joe, you know.
Pushes you a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to say, you're going to, and the next time you do that for him, so it's a way you can kind of help each other. Try a bunch of different kinds of exercise. You may find that you like running and somebody else likes swimming. Well, try 3 or 4 different types and decide what you really like. And probably the most important thing is you have to make it a habit. You can't say, I'm going to decide to exercise tomorrow or the next day. You need to say, yeah, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to get up at 6, and I'm going to exercise from 6:30 to 7:30, and that's a part of my habit, a part of my routine, and nothing can change that. Unless you decide to make it that kind of priority, it's very hard to make it work. And then get some positive reinforcement as well. Let people tell you, hey, you're doing a real good job. You know, don't poo-poo it. Say, yeah, you know, I feel pretty good about that.
Doctor, what are the real medical benefits attributed to exercise?
Well, I think some of the benefits are the ones that make you want to continue. And part of it's stamina. People just have a lot more energy when they exercise. In general, people are more alert, more productive. At work, people are certainly more productive. Weight management. It's very hard, in my experience, people to manage their weight without exercise, so it helps you keep your body the way you want it. Most important, it prevents heart attacks. People who exercise have a much lower heart attack risk than people that don't. And especially as you get older, exercising helps reduce the calcium loss that can lead to fractures. Now, another way to help reduce your fractures when you're older is to do a lot of flexibility exercises, the kind that makes it less likely you're going to fall when you're in a bathtub or getting out of it. And when you're younger, making sure you warm up properly reduces the chance of athletic injuries. For strength exercises, you say, well, gee, now that's something for bodybuilders. But I think limited strength exercises are particularly important for older people, because older people don't have the strength unless they kind of work on those muscles. And there are a lot of things that people don't think they can do as they get older, which they really can.
Thank you, Dr. Fielding. That seems like a good investment of our time.
It is.
And speaking of a good investment in time, we can show you how you can take a few moments and perhaps save the life of your child.
Through the years, one magazine has brought you the world from a distinctly different point of view. A magazine of big events, small miracles. A magazine of people, great and small. A magazine of places and moments, of comedy and drama. A magazine that has been the source of some of the most memorable images in the history of photojournalism. Life magazine. Life is one of a kind, bigger than other magazines in size and scope. Every month, Life adds new pages to its tradition of extraordinary photography with pictures that reach out and touch you. Pictures that capture history while they capture your heart. Now, you can have Life delivered to your door every month. 12 big issues, including our special Year in Pictures, for just 3 $8 payments. Just look at the fabulous world that's waiting for you in every issue of Life. Imagine getting this kind of entertainment and information delivered to your home every month. And if you order now, you'll receive this handsome electronic travel alarm clock absolutely free with your paid subscription. This remarkably accurate timepiece features a big, easy-to-read digital display, a snooze alarm, weighs less than 2 ounces, and comes in its own handy slipcase, so you can take it with you wherever you go. So call this toll-free number now, 1-800 1-800-621-7600. Our operators are standing by right now to take your order. That's 1-800-621-7600. Remember, the call is free, and so is your Life travel alarm clock. And don't forget, Life also makes a thoughtful gift, and it's so easy. Just call 1-800-621-7600 for yourself or for your gift order. There's a remarkable world out there just waiting for you. Let Life bring it to your door.
You're driving your car at 30 miles an hour. All of a sudden, you come to a short stop. Your 3-month-old baby in the seat next to you is thrown forward. The force with which that child is thrown is equivalent to a fall from a 3-story building, and chances are the child will be killed or permanently injured. In many cases, this death could have been prevented if the child were strapped into the car in a proper safety seat. There are lots of different safety seats on the market, and their prices vary. Sometimes the decision of which one to buy might not be easy. I'm here with Stephanie Tombrello, who's Executive Director of the Los Angeles Area Child Passenger Safety Association, who's going to give us the latest information on safety seats for infants. You know, as a parent, I get as confused as anybody, Stephanie, and when I try to find the right seat for my child, what's the first thing we should look for?
The most important factor is whether it's a crash-tested car seat. And since the federal standard changed on January 1st, 1981, you want to look at the date the seat was actually made. So this one, for example, was made in February, so you know it's crash-tested.
So the important date to remember is January 1st, 1981.
That's
Everything
right.
after that.
Yes, all of the seats made after that date are safe. However, some of the seats made earlier are also safe, and you can check that out by checking with the safety organization or the manufacturer.
Stephanie, what age are the seats designed for?
Some of the seats I have here are just for infants. Others are convertible to be used from the time the child's born until the child's about 4, and some are for toddlers only.
Okay. Stephanie, you said this seat is designed for infants. What's special about it?
Well, first of all, this seat always faces the rear of the vehicle and cannot be turned around. The 3-point harness holds the child in the seat. The vehicle seat belt holds the seat into the car. And you notice I've got it set up for a newborn infant who might be a little floppy and need these blankets to hold the head up.
Just the extra support for the head then?
Yes, and then the forces would be taken on the back of the seat and the child's back because it's facing the rear of the vehicle. And most collisions are head-on and you go toward the crash site.
Stephanie, what mistakes do people make in selecting a car seat?
Well, first of all, sometimes they use things that aren't car seats.
Really?
For example, the seat over here is really just a feeder seat, and if you look at it, you can see the plastic harness. I mean, that wouldn't hold a child in at all. There's no place to put the seat belt, and remember, there'd be no label on it with the date of manufacture.
So that's just a seat where people carry the child really from place to place.
Right. It has no place in the car, and we've had children very seriously injured and killed who've been placed in these kinds of seats, and even with a seat belt around it, that kind of plastic will just collapse.
Now, the other one from a distance to me looks like it might be all right, a little old-fashioned, but...
Well, that seat actually passed the earlier weak federal standard. It is a car seat, but I certainly wouldn't put my child in it. It hasn't been through the crash test, and it could fold up on the impact. You can see it doesn't have a harness in it to take the forces on the child. It just has that cosmetic armrest. So that's really a seat that should be destroyed because someone might use it thinking it was a good seat. It will have a label on it, by the way, and it may even say that it passes the federal standard because it did when it was made. The federal standard was no good at that time.
Both of these seats are designed for the same purpose, is that right?
Yes, that's right. They're both convertible seats that can be used in an infant or a toddler position.
Are there differences, though, between these seats?
Yes, as a matter of fact, if you read the instructions, and as a matter of why don't you just reach the instructions from the back?
Here, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
You'd find that this seat only uses a harness to hold the child in both positions, whereas this seat uses a harness and this convertible shield in the toddler position. And this is where the safety belt goes in the toddler position.
So is there a big advantage to having this over not having it?
The critical thing is what the manufacturer did in order to make your child safe for a particular seat. And if you read the instructions, they'll tell you one way or the other. So it isn't that this seat is safer or this seat is safer. It's which one you'll use properly every time.
Okay. Stephanie, I guess what you're telling me is it's very important for any of us to read these instructions before we use the seat.
Yes, in fact, we certainly do tell people to do that. In fact, to read them twice before they buy any seat. You know, with the new laws going in, a lot of people are buying seats and are not really aware of how to use them. Then they misuse them, and then they don't get what they paid for, which is the really almost complete protection of their child while riding in the car.
Stephanie, we're all concerned about the amount of money we spend. Does spending more money necessarily guarantee us a better seat?
No, it has more to do with where you buy the seat and what special features that you ask for. You know, the seat, perhaps the covering, whether it's vinyl or corduroy, something like that.
In other words, Stephanie, some stores just give you a better buy. Is that the idea?
That's right. Depending on where you shop, sometimes you get a different kind of price, a different kind of service. In some of the smaller stores, they'll actually help you choose the seat, whereas if you go to a discount store or a catalog store, you better know what you're talking about before you go in, because the employees probably don't know anything about the seats.
The more you know, the more you save.
That's right.
Stephanie, thank you very much for all that good information.
You're welcome.
You know, it would be nice if all areas of prevention and self-care were that simple. Just take a few seconds, buckle up your child, and save your child's life. For more information about safety seats, write to Safety, Box 553, Altadena, California, 91001. I'm Jack Hansen. You know, you really are your own best friend, so treat your body as if it were your own and learn to help yourself.
When getting in a car, one should bend the knees up adequately and slide in sideways and then turn the legs to get in the car. This keeps the back straight.
Matter of fact, I feel after the exercises, I feel a resurgence of my creative processes.
Right, left, turn and cut. Right, left, back, back, right.
Well, I felt much better. I felt like I'd helped myself. I could do things, and the rest of the class were all kind to me, and we just had fun.
How important is exercise?
Well, I consider it important for all ages, especially for the elderly, because it's good for the cardiovascular system, it's good for the respiratory system, and it helps you feel young as well as stay young physically, emotionally, you stay young.
This health break is brought to you by the Cable Health Network.
Your broker should be chosen carefully. They will heavily influence your success in the stock market. For some tips on this important choice, stay tuned.
The Wall Street Journal is written for busy people. It doesn't waste your time with what you don't want to know. Make sure that you don't miss anything you have to know. Accurate, to the point, complete. The Wall Street Journal. It's all here.
Get all the business news you need when you need it. Get the Wall Street Journal, delivered for 6 months for $47. Phone toll-free 800-228-3030. That's 6 months, $47, only 37 cents a day. Phone 800-228-3030 now.
How to choose a broker? You could ask a friend or speak to the manager of a brokerage firm. It might be prudent, however, to choose a full-service firm that's a member of all the exchanges. Institutional Investor, a publication found in the library, tells which firms have the highest-rated research departments, and good research is vital in selecting your investments. After the office manager recommends a broker, set an interview after market hours. Find out his or her background, education, experience, and what kind of investments he or she specializes in. By the way, it doesn't cost a thing to talk to a broker. And if the broker tries to sell you something before knowing your financial picture, be warned and look elsewhere. I'm Ann Benson.
The following program is brought to you by the Cable Health Network, keeping America healthy.
Good letter from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Let me just read you a bit. Gal says, my weight was, after the first baby, 163 pounds, and now I'm down to 110 thanks to your encouragement. Listen, it may have been me who nagged you, but it was you who did it, and it's on you we pinned the gold star. And then she goes on with some questions. Could you show me a few exercises for the bust? I had 3 children, the oldest 7, and now the 2-year-old and a 10-month baby. I managed to lose all the weight, but I also lost my bust, and my husband said it's almost hopeless. I did not breastfeed, however. I will not lie to you. It really is almost hopeless. The breast is a gland, and there's fat in there, but there's no muscle. And so I can't give you anything to exercise. You can't exercise fat. You can't make fat contract and let go. So I think you have to look at childbirth and breastfeeding as a small price to pay for the wonderful product you get, for a life with a wonderful child. And if you're really concerned about sagging breasts, I advise you to go to a doctor. I mean, there are surgical techniques that can be done with varying degrees of success, and that's to whom you should pose those questions. But when anybody says, rub this cream on, or wear this bra, or do this exercise, baloney. It's all baloney. Then she has one more question. Do you lock your knees in every exercise when you stand up, or do you keep... Here you go, come on. Coffee down, newspaper down, and up you go. The only time I'm really fussy about you locking your knees, that is that rather than that, is when you're bending over. Because the reason we have you bend over is to stretch all these muscles. Kind of loosen up. Come on, bounce easy now. Don't strain and don't make it hurt. But if you bend your knees here, you don't really get the stretch. So come on, here you go. Back to front, to the other side, and back. Now look, if you're up here and you're saying, holy cow, this is as far as I can go, no problem, fine. Just bounce around as low as feels good. On the other side, down you go, keep it up, front, side. That's it. Now take your legs and pull your chest to your knees. Down, up to relax. Down, and up. Down, and up. Don't force it. It shouldn't hurt. Down, and up, and down, and up. A couple more. Down, and up. Okay, try this stretch. Hands way up there. And over, and switch. Over. Now be gentle here. Those muscles are fragile. Over, and bounce easy, and over. Now it's as though you're between a board. You're not coming to the front. You're right to the side. And switch. And when anybody yells at you, go farther, try harder, don't listen when you're stretching that back. Those are fragile muscles, and you got to be cautious. So just take it easy, do what feels good, and switch, and around. See, round it off a bit, and back up, and switch, and round it off, and up, and over, and over, and over. Okay, try this one with me. Put your hands right back here, hands clasped, and see if you can bring your elbow to your knee. Ta, and ta. Okay, now balance is a problem, so you just gotta struggle along with me. Here you go. Up and down, and up, down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, down, and up, and down. Got it? Even if you want to come lower and meet down there, that's fine. Just give it a try. It's not important that you have immaculate form to strengthen your muscles and lose fat. Just chug along with us and do your best. Up and down, up and down, up and down, and up. Now, I get lots of letters from folks, especially women, saying, come on, more exercises for upper body and arms. Well, I can't believe it. I'm just delighted. So here you go, try this. Now you can bend your knees a little. See, there's no need to keep them straight. Kind of makes you feel wooden. Come on, flex your hands, and you circle the whole arm. It's not just the hand, it's the whole arm. And back. That's it. And reverse. And back. Come on, big ones. Now try this. With your fists down, back, and front. That's it. And reverse. Hang on. And front. Really tight those fists are.
All through your baby's childhood, there will be moments like this. Moments you want to save and share with loved ones. Save this special time with professional photographic portraits from Sears Portrait Studio. And now through this Saturday only, Sears offers a package of 2 8x10, 2 5x7, and 10 wallet-sized color portraits for only $10.95, including 95-cent deposit. You can save today's precious moments at Sears.
Lipton Iced Tea presents Tennis Tips with Chris Evert Lloyd.
The forehand volley isn't tough if you just keep 3 things in mind. 1, turn your body sideways to the net. 2, lift the racket head above the wrist with a short backswing. 3, block the ball directly to where you want it to go with a short follow-through. Remember, short follow-through. Now here's another tip you'll want to know about.
For a brand new Lipton Iced Tea, here's Chris Evert Lloyd.
You know, the hardest part of playing tennis is getting in shape to play. And part of that is watching what I eat and drink. That's why I love this new Lipton Iced Tea mix. No sugar, no saccharin. It's got NutraSweet. NutraSweet has a natural taste of sugar, but it's not an artificial sweetener like saccharin. It's my favorite part of staying fit.
New Lipton Iced Tea mix. No sugar, no saccharin.
You'll love the goodness and the taste.
Good. Okay, try some more bounce with me here. You lock your hands. And here you lock your legs because I want you to stretch over to get those hamstrings loosened. You're going to go down as far as you can go comfortably. Don't let it hurt. Down, up, press, and down, and press, and down, down, and stretch, and press, and press, and down, up, stretch. Come on, stretch that leg up there, and down, and up. Press it up. Even if you can't quite get a hold of it, try. Look, just that, just the tip of the toe. Anything will do. Over and up and press and press and over and up and press and press and over and up and press. It's not too fast. Down and up and press. Now modify it if you have to. Try. Over and up and touch. And just touch. Or back off even more if that hurts. But muddle through. And down, over, and press. And press. And over and up and press. And press. Good. Down. That's it. That's the style. And down. Press. And down. Couple more. And press. And press. Last one. And up. And press. And press. Good, okay. Just a little bit of this. Just stationary walk. You know how to do it. You slide that foot up, and when it comes back, this one bends. That's all there is to it. Come on, have some fun. You don't really go anywhere. Good. Now really flex those feet and kind of wiggle. Good. And side. Good. In front. And side. Come on, you don't... And wiggle your hips. Front. See how they go? Out to the side. It's the foot that slides. Good. And side. Come on, you can wiggle better than that. Front. Last one to side. Okay, I think you got well oiled now. All right, down you go. On the floor, hit the deck and try this one. Now again, you don't want to hurt. Just relax and let it feel good. Out you go. Grab a foot and see if you can ease that knee down. Let it down there. Hold it and pop it up to relax. That's it, and again. Down. Hold. Easy does it. Now if it's really hurting, come back up. And up to relax. And down. Oh. And hold. Let her stretch right out. And up. Okay. Switch, try the other one. Got your foot? Ease it down. And hold on. Pop up to relax. Here you go. Down. Stretch it out. And up. Couple more. Down. Guys, if you're having trouble, don't be alarmed. You're more flexible than the female gender. You're less flexible than the female gender. You have more body strength. You do better in hard stuff. So when it comes to stretching and flexibility, you're not at your prime, so don't be surprised. Keep it down as long as you can. Don't let it hurt. Relax. That's it. And bring it up. Okay, here you go. Try this one with me. Sit on your foot and see if you can just bring your leg out and point. When you bring it up, flex. Up and out and up and out and up and out. Come on, high off the floor. And out, and up, and out, and around, and out, and up, and out, and around, and point, and point, and up, and out. That's it. Okay? Switch with me. Try the other one. Point, and point, and point, and point, and around, and out, and flex, and point, and around, and point, and flex. Okay, you got a good start on this workout. Now, you wouldn't dare hit that fridge, would you? Right, I thought not. 2 minutes, come right back.
I'm Dr. Art Uline, and this message is for the physicians in our audience. It's difficult to keep up with the medical literature today, so Cable Health Network has started a new program to make that job easier for you, Physicians Journal Update. We review the current medical literature, interview leading researchers, and cover important medical news. If you're a physician and you're having difficulty keeping up with all the information, join us for Journal Update.
Sunday morning at 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 7 Pacific.
This is the number that takes you places you might never go, shows you things you might never see, brings you face to face with beauty. This is the number that brings you Smithsonian Magazine. This is the number that shows you the lives we led, the lives we lead, the life around us. This is the number that brings you Smithsonian Magazine. Call this toll-free number for your year's subscription to Smithsonian. 12 monthly issues for $17. What's more, you'll automatically become an associate member of the Smithsonian Institution, eligible for travel benefits and book and gift discounts. Nature, art, science, history, our whole world. There's no other magazine like Smithsonian.
This is the number that brings you 12 monthly issues of Smithsonian Magazine for only $17. 1-800-228-3030. That's 1-800-228-3030. Phone now, toll free. A whole world is waiting for you.
Okay, here you go. Grab onto something. The door frame does very well, but something good and solid. Leg up. Can you grab your knee with your hand? Okay. Then you're going to bring that around and kind of twist it here so that you move your arm back to where your ankle is. Front, back. Front, and back. You got it? Now, if it's real hard, you can come down here a bit. But your goal is to get it right up there. And back. I mean, you got your arm there to help you. And back, and front, and back, and front, and back. Come on, that leg will shake, but let it burn. And back, and front. Okay, now check yourself. What if you're doing this and this? Well, it's just not what we want. And back, keep your body straight as you can. Front, got that tummy held in. Front, and back, and front, and back. That's it. Move your hand along to help. Front, and back. Make those muscles work. And back, and front, and back. Okay, let's switch. Try the other side. Right up there. Front, and back behind, and front, and back, and front. That's it. Don't be surprised if one leg is worse than the other. So it is with me. And back, and front, and back. Keep your upper body as still as you can. And front. Now, can you just think about your tummy? Okay, pull it in. You don't want to have to poke it out there. Just keep it flat. And up, and back, and up, and back. Couple more, hang on, and back, and front, and back, and front, and back. Good. Okay, do some kicks with me. Here you go. You're just going to kick to the front. Easy ones. You don't have to be waist high. Do what feels good. And front, front, side, side. Front, and front, and side, and side. Now the fast ones. Front, front, side, side. Slow, front, front, side, side. Fast. Side, and side. Slow down. Front, and down. Up, and down. Side, and back. Side, and back. Here you go. Fast, fast. Side, side. Now try it up. Kick. Yeah, let go and have some fun. You don't have to get that high. Something like that. Get your arms out there, though, so if you ever do kick up, you can touch them. That's it. Kick, kick. Little jump in between. Good. Hang on. Kick, kick, kick. All right, go back. Front, side. Faster now. And side. And front. And side. And kick. And side. One more. Up. And side. Okay, hydrant. In. up there. Come on, you're getting lazy. Not down there, waist high. And point. Oh, were you saved? You bet your boots. Down to the floor. Here you go. Try this one. Now, your lower back is on the floor. It's really just your bum that's off the floor. Very small movement. Up, up, up. Can you just barely see it? Up. You only do it by tightening your buttocks. It's not this. Not right now. Hold on. It's just your bum. It does not touch the floor. And it's a very slight movement. That's it. Tighten, tighten. Squeeze, squeeze. That's it. Come on. Squeeze, squeeze. Up, 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 down. Up. Don't touch the floor, though. Up, up. Now try this. Close and open. Close and open. Close. You still go up and down with your bum. Close and open. Close and open. A slight movement. Don't do it too much. Up and open. Close and open. Close and open. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. You got it? Okay, now that's an easy one. You can hang on to that all day. So 2 minutes is all I ask. See you right back.
Ah, the pleasures of the country. Of all the places to live, of all the ways to live, I'll take this country way of life. It's where I want to be. Each spring I plant a new garden. Each winter I cut my wood for next year. Warms me twice. Another thing, each month I look forward to a very different kind of magazine, Blair and Ketchum's Country Journal. It's one magazine my wife and I can both enjoy, a monthly collection of useful ideas about living in the country. For instance, how to plant a home orchard or put a pond in, how to get started with bees or get the most out of a cord of wood, how to choose the right tractor, the sort of practical things that really matter out here. But that's just part of Country Journal. It opens our eyes to things all around us. Things like making cider, small towns and quilting bees, and things that concern us, like preserving our country way of life. There's something else, too. It's so well written that it's a pleasure to sit down with. You have to see it for yourself. Give them a call, toll free. They'll send you a copy. Order now and you'll also get this free booklet, Secrets of Good Vegetable Gardening, from the pages of Country Journal. Look, a really practical guide to potting and planting. Tools, compost, pest control, mulch. With valuable facts on every vegetable you'd want to grow. It's yours free with your paid subscription. So call toll-free to save on Blair and Ketchum's Country Journal. Call this number today and get 12 issues for only $11.88. You'll save over $3 from the regular price and get Secrets of Good Vegetable Gardening free with your paid subscription. If you're not delighted with your first issue, you won't owe a cent. Call today for Country Journal. Useful ideas about living in the country.
Okay, real quick, try this one with me. Back of the hand to your cheek and then right behind you. Front, back, front, back, front. It's a backstroke. But way back there. Come on, it's not to the side. Put your guts in it. Front, back, front, back, front, and back, and front, back, front, back, front. More arm work. I had a friend that I met in the store just a month ago, and she did a favor for me, and the deal was if she did me the favor, I would do more arm work. So here you go, pal. Let it burn out and try over and over. Now, it's not just your hand, it's your whole arm. Over and over, up, over, over. Come on, burn it out. And over, and over, and over, and over, and over, back, over, and over, and front, behind, front, and front, and front, and front, camouflages it. So you got to build those muscles in there and lose fat so we can see what's underneath. Speaking of muscles, let's do some work on abs. Here we go. Same beat, feet up in the air, hands behind your head, and up, and back, and up. You see what's happening? It's very slight. You're not coming up this way. You take your chin to the ceiling. Chin up and down. And you don't ever rest on the floor. Oh no, no rest for the wicked. Expel. In. Breathe out. And in. Can you hear me? Your face goes right up to the ceiling. And you breathe out on the effort. You get it? Almost always you breathe out on the effort. But I don't nag too much about breathing because it just kind of gets in your way. Just try and, it's quite normal for people to breathe out on the hard part. Okay, here you go. Something for the bum and upper leg, would ya? Try this. And up if you're pregnant. Only parallel to the floor. And everybody else try and hike her right up there. Together and up. Together and up. Together and up. That's it. If you're pregnant, we don't want an arch in your back. That's why we only want it parallel to the floor. Together and up. And up and switch together. Up. Way up so you can really feel it in those buttocks. And up. And up. And up. And up. And up and hold. And flex. And point. Flex. And point. Flex. And point. 3 inches higher. And flex. And point. Hold on. Flex. Point. Flex. Point and switch. Up you go. Flex and point. Flex and point. Good on you. Listen, you worked hard. You just deserve that nice shower. Make it a good day.
For a whole year now, we've been doing our best to keep America healthy. Dedicated to helping you feel better. Sensitive to your wants and needs. We inspired you with moments of strength. And you took charge, doing what it takes to add days to your life and life to your days. So let's celebrate our first year of getting better together. Cable Health Network and you.
Stay on top of an ever-changing world with the award-winning series, The Nature of Things, next on Cable Health Network.
The following